Hi, this is Jazz Vibes, and I'm here with.
Yaya from Objet Bizaar.
So, what are we going to do today?
Today we're going to the flea market.
It's called a flea market. How do you say it in French again?
Marché de puces.
Marché de puces.
Rommelmarkt.
Oh, yeah, it's like just a second-hand market. So, we're going to check out whatever treasures we can find. So, we'd like to take you with us, right?
It's in Brussels.
Oh, yeah, we're in Brussels. Sorry.
Les Marolles, les Marolles.
Les Marolles, les Marolles. Let's go. And off we go. And FYI, this is not your regular market. This is the Marolles. It's quite famous in Brussels and outside of the country. So I had my eye on art and Yaya was gone. She obviously saw something she liked. And she was right. These were very, very special candle holders. I've never seen anything like that. So we were interested in the price. And to be honest, when he named his price, he definitely saw in my face I didn't like it. So let's just move along and see whatever the market is offering. So that's what we did. And I spotted something on the ground that I really liked. I just love pieces like that are timeless, antique-ish, but that have this messy look about them, not too perfect. Hi. So instead of just asking the price, I was just like overwhelmed with everything that I saw. So yeah, I wish I had bought it, or at least asked how much it was. But okay, no time to just stay in this state, so we moved on. And what I realized is this market has like collectibles and stuff out of people's garages, if that makes sense. So yes, Yaya went straight to an object that she saw, and I like that. I noticed that she really does pick out stuff that match her brand, and I love that about her. You know, when you are a seller, it's important to know whatever people like. But if you are a professional collector like myself, you should stick to what you like, what matches your house. So I did see these lamps. That's not normally something I would be attracted to, but for some reason they spoke to me. I think it's because I have this new obsession with color. I don't know. But yeah, they were unique. We also spotted like a special spice rack. It did remind me of what my grandma would have. Like in Morocco, it had those like ethnic vibes. So I was tempted, but then I thought to myself, girl, you're a mess in the kitchen. You will totally mess this up. So sometimes, you have to know yourself and know what fits your aesthetic, but also fits you as a person. And you do have to know your boundaries. So even though I was very attracted to those two ceramic vases that kind of had this brutalist vibe that I like, I was aware of the fact that I had too many. I was like, nah, it's not even worth asking. Just move along. I was indeed very impressed by how the seller made his stand. He was using all of these heights. You could find stuff on the ground. You could find like interesting little trinkets on grabbing level. So I was literally thinking of myself and how I could just be inspired and use these ideas when I myself am selling things on the market. So yes, I am definitely taking notes. I thought Yaya was pointing to the same thing that I saw, but when we moved closer, I realized we were not. She had her eye on this like beautiful golden lamp, and I had my eye on ceramics as usual. But these ceramics were different. No, they really were. I'm not making excuses, but I love the alien-esque look. I love it when like there's a certain classical object that has this quirky look about it. I think it just adds so much more character to your interior. And And if you are a fan of vintage jewelry, this is the place for you. I was truly impressed with the collection of vintage jewelry that I saw. And I'm speaking of all eras, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. It was kind of overwhelming to see all of that. That bling bling was really tempting. The prices are on the high side, but you can truly bargain. And if you are a fan of unique, bizarre, strange, and quirky things, this is definitely the market for you. Yes, and apart from colors, that is my new obsession. I am obsessed with art, like especially abstract art from the 60s and the 70s. I like just a wooden frame around it. It just hugs the painting. So, yeah, there were many of those, but of course, these were falling into a whole different price range. So, I had to hold my freaking horses. And as you can see, this was just a little snippet of my current obsession. There were so many paintings, so much art. So if you are an art lover, again, this is the market for you. And yes, we found ourselves a winner, one that fits my aesthetic, totally fits the jazz vibes. So I'm really happy with this one. So, yes, we are moving a little faster because there is so much to see. And again, this market is not too big. So, I would advise you to do a few rounds. Start with round one, just to take it all in, round two, to watch things more in detail and maybe remember stuff, and round three, to just go around, ask prices, compare, and just make your decision if there's something you like. And I did come across something I liked. This specific, I don't know what it is. It's a vase, a basket. Is it to hold a bottle? But that was again until I heard the price. It was crazy.
What?
We are definitely not doing that. Yes, this might not be for everyone because we do see a lot of carpets on the wall, but they're more classical. So you can copy that idea and just give it a twist with this kind of art. This adds like this quirkiness and character in your interior.
Célibataire.
Toi, tu te prends des vestes au vestiaire. Arlette.
Arrête.
Toi, la fête, tu la passes aux toilettes. Si on célébrait ce qui ne célèbre pas. Pour une fois,
J'aimerais lever mon verre à ceux qui n'en ont pas. À ceux qui en ont pas.
So, in the meantime, I am back home after visiting the market de Marolles in Brussels, together with my new friend Yaya from Objet Bizaar. We don't know each other. We've just been back and forth on Instagram, which is a very funny story, but we have been for a while. So we thought maybe we could do a market together. We both have this passion of finding rare and unique finds. Why not come together and do that, just to get to know one another and just maybe work together? So it was quite nice to meet Yaya. She's a very nice person. We definitely hit it off. And we're going to do stuff together for sure. So that is something that I really enjoyed. Apart from that, the market, the Marolles in itself, it's like they really have unique stuff. It's not a big market. It's quite small, which is nice. You can take your time to just look into stuff, maybe do your rounds 2-3 more times. They have really unique things, rare finds that are harder to find if you go to the thrift store or you do a certain market in Antwerp, for example. So I think, the ones that are selling there know that there's a special audience that come for these kind of finds. That makes the price high, what I mean by that is people are asking crazy prices, like a basket. We were holding a basket at some point and we were like, oh, this is nice. Was more like a jazzy vibe kind of basket. And the guy was asking 100 euros for it's kind of a vase basket. You'll see it here. I don't know where, I'll show it. But I was like, nah, that's crazy. That's way too much. So there is room to bargain for sure. But the prices are really, really high. You just have to just really look around well. And sometimes you can find something that might be more within your price range. But the more special things like art, artifacts, a lot of ceramics, of course, special lamps that are obviously very mid-century, retro, whatever kind of style. You can see those guys know, like they can ask certain prices because there's an audience that flocks to it. Probably an audience outside of Belgium, because I heard a lot of foreigners. So yeah, they're willing probably to pay these prices, but that's not for my budget. So yeah, would I go back? Maybe when I'm in Brussels, yeah, I might check it out, but I would not necessarily just go back to be like, oh yeah, that's the market where I can find things that are incredible and they're within a certain budget. No, like it's not that wow, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's my take on it. I did find a vase. I think I showed it in my previous videos. That's the one. You see, it has kind of like a Art Nouveau kind of shape, but because of like the splashes of paint, it's more jazzy style kind of vase. I know I was not supposed to buy vases, but that one I was like, that one's so special. So I like that one very much. I paid 10 euros, which is still, when you're used to thrift store prices and market prices, maybe I'm not the best person to advise you guys. I don't know. I just think that finding markets that are budget friendly for someone who just likes to collect art myself is more the point of view that I'm sharing. It's not to find, like special objects that are a certain price. And I want to be transparent when it comes to prices. I don't have the budget to buy like a 50 or 100 euro vase unless it's something I'm really crazy about and I'm willing to pay. I can do that once in a while, but not like, no. You have to be someone who has a business and sells. And if you know that you are buying a vase for 50 euro at that market and you can sell it for maybe 500, well, that's great, but I'm not a seller of these kind of things. So mostly I do think of my budget and my wallet, and I think of what I like. Can I buy this specific item? Do I like this specific item in my house? And maybe in time, can I sell it with a little profit? That's how I go about these markets and even the thrift store. So yeah, that's one of my purchases. I did buy a carpet as well, like a little handmade carpet, which I will show in a minute, because I do think like you can never go wrong with like a nice hand woven carpet. I like to use carpets in my house, sometimes on the wall, on the ground, doesn't matter. It's so versatile and it just adds that extra layering that I like, especially when it's this kind of dark, warm. It is kind of wary because even Yaya was like, oh no, like maybe it's too much because it's kind of broken, but I like it. I like pieces that sometimes are very wary because of the look. It just adds character to your home. You know what I've realized? I have this tendency when I buy stuff that like match. I don't know why I do that. So if I go somewhere and I spot a vase or I spot art, I will automatically look for something that goes with that. I just can't like detach one from another. It's so odd. So I bought a vase and I bought a carpet. And again, it's matching. Let me just show you. It's weird. So this is the carpet. Isn't she beautiful? Wary and old. Just how I like it. And then look. That's what I mean. Why do I always do that? It's an unconscious thing though. The blue and then the like little orangey darkish. But I'm happy with it. So I spent €15 in total for these two beautiful items. An old carpet and this vase.
Bonne manière. Pourquoi je fais semblant? De toute façon, elle est payée pour le faire. Tu te prends pour ma mère? Dans 1 heure, je reviens. Que ce soit propre, qu'on puisse y manger par terre. 3 heures que j'attends. Franchement, il est fabrique ou quoi? Heureusement que c'est que de faire. Appelle-moi ton responsable. Okay. Vite, elle pourrait se finir comme ça, ta carrière. Oui, c'est les bons, c'est qui c'est les pas. Encore une fois, j'aimerais lever mon verre à ceux qui n'en ont pas.
À ceux qui n'en ont pas.